All right, welcome back to whatever the hell we're calling this. This is Coco. You've probably seen him in other videos over on the MrTeshk channel. Guys, we need to come up with a name of whatever our duo is going to be called. So down down in the comments, give us something and go from there. Today we are going to have Coco do his WrestleMania predictions as a non-wrestling fan. So you know kind
couple wrestlers.
Yeah, you know a couple of wrestlers. So like right now you know
like Jey Uso.
Okay.
Rhea Ripley.
Okay, cool.
And then like wrestlers from back in the day mostly.
So when was back in the day for you?
Like 2007, 2008 kind of era there.
Okay, so you had like Big Show, Booker T,
Kane, John Cena, Kane, Undertaker.
You knew I wasn't bringing
Triple
up
H, Edge.
You knew I wasn't bringing up Cena.
Yeah.
All right, so do you know like anything about the WrestleMania card?
No.
No, okay. So WrestleMania is now 2 nights.
Okay.
So there's a Saturday night, there's a Sunday night. There's obviously the 2 people that won the Royal Rumble get to pick a championship match. So we'll get into that. But we're going to go through night 1 and then night 2. And Coco's going to pick, as a non-wrestling fan, picking his WrestleMania predictions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, first match on the docket, we have the WWE Monday Night Raw World Tag Team Champions, the War Raiders, versus the New Day, who are arguably one of the greatest tag teams of all time. These guys have, I can't remember how many tag team championships, but they're ranked up there with like the Hardys, the Usos. Yep. These guys are top tier tag team.
Cool.
So what do you got for these guys? Tag team titles are on the line.
The War Raiders here, they look like short little Vikings.
It's kind of funny. They went back to their original names from NXT, which were the War Raiders, but when they went to the main roster, they were actually called the Viking Raiders.
Okay, that's funny.
So, and one of the guys just is returning back from a severe neck injury. He had a bunch of fusions in the back of his neck. So these guys have actually had a decent comeback since coming back onto the main roster.
And the New Day guys here, they're, giving off some swag vibes, just like the Hardy Boys did back in the day.
They are arguably one of the most hated tag teams in the business right now.
I'm just going to go with the New Day.
Why are you going with the New Day? So we've got one title change so far.
From what you told me, they're probably the best tag team. So
okay.
It just kind of makes sense.
Okay, so we're going with the New Day as the new Raw Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
All right. So, and we're also going to do a count of how many title changes this man has. All right. So we got one title change so far. This one here, Rey Mysterio, who I'm assuming you know.
Yep.
Legendary Rey Mysterio, WWE Hall of Famer, versus El Grande Americano, a very new luchador to WWE. We are having a personality and an identity crisis thing here because the gentleman we believe is El Grande Americano. His name is Chad Gable.
Okay.
He most recently went on a expedition to find the way of lucha.
Okay.
A lot of people said, oh, we've never seen El Grande Americano and Chad Gable in the same room before, but we actually have. El Grande Americano in the distance was getting removed from the building, but the similarities to Chad Gable and El Grande Americano are uncanny. So we're trying to figure this out. This is not for a title. This is just for a luchador feud. El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio. Who you got?
I'm going to go, well, El Grande here looks like a Timu knockoff of Rey Mysterio. And I know Rey Mysterio the best, so I'm just going to pick Rey Mysterio. Because he's a legend. The 619's deadly. I've seen him beat up the Big Show multiple times. So I think I'm just going to go with Rey Mysterio here.
You're going to go with Rey Mysterio?
Yeah,
okay, cool. I respect that. Rey Mysterio, absolute legend. We don't know how many of these WrestleManias he's going to have anymore. So definitely Rey Mysterio, cool. I like the pick, but there's just something about that El Grande Americano, man. Giving me, Chad Gable, we see you. We see you. All right, so this one's interesting. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. This is just a blood feud match. There is no titles involved. This is the first women's match in however many years, I believe it's over 5-7 years, that there has been a women's match on the WrestleMania card that has not involved a title.
Okay.
Okay? Secondly, Jade Cargill came over from AEW. We always knew that she was going to be an absolute superstar in WWE.
Okay.
Naomi has a long-term legacy in WWE and TNA.
Yep.
She also is married to Jimmy Uso, who is Jey Uso's brother.
Okay.
And so she's married into the Samoan dynasty. These two came together, partnered with Bianca Belair with this trifecta.
Yeah.
And then late last year, somebody attacked Jade and threw her off a loading dock into the windshield of a car.
Ooh.
Nobody came out and admitted it until a couple of weeks ago. Naomi, basically, I know, okay, you watched it at this time. Do you remember Rikishi when he ran over The Rock?
Yeah.
Or ran over Stone Cold?
Yeah.
I did it for The Rock.
This is the storyline that they're doing.
Okay, so same thing.
The exact storyline. So it's a blood feud. There's some revenge from Jade here. Naomi wants to have her spotlight, feels Jade's taking it. What do you got?
I'm going to go with Jade here on this one. Because I'd be pissed off if someone did that to me too, eh? So, like, I'm just going to go with Jade right off the rip here.
Throw you off a loading dock, through a windshield.
I'm going to come back and fuck you up.
Okay.
I'd be pissed too. So
fair enough.
I feel like the revenge is going to work in its favor.
I did it for The Rock. I did it for Bianca. All right, man. So we got Jade over Naomi in this blood feud match. That's great. All right. I know you recognize one of these guys.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I know you recognize one of these guys.
We've got Jacob here.
We've got Jacob Fatu versus L.A. Knight for the United States Championship. This is Jacob's first singles title chance shot. If you think about Jacob's legacy, granted, he's no rookie. On the indies, he's been around for over 10 years. LA Knight as well, NWA, ex-NWA World Champion.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
TNA, all these amazing independent companies, and he brought himself finally to the main level, arguably one of the most over superstars in WWE right now as the U.S. champion. Crowd loves him. But this one here, Jacob, from being 20 rows back on the floor in January of 2024 at the Royal Rumble in St. Pete's, to now being a main eventer at WrestleMania for the U.S. Championship.
Yeah.
What a story, first off. And Jacob being the heel in this, but the crowd is still cheering for him like crazy, like he's a face.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, off rip here. LA Knight. Don't know too much about him. Kind of looks like a knockoff Johnny Cage here.
Sakes.
And I know Jacob's your boy. So I'm just going to pick Jacob. Because I know if I don't, you're going to come over this table and beat me up.
There's a good chance.
So, also, I like a good underdog story, from being in the stands to this.
Yep.
That's it's a long way.
Long overdue too. Like from what we've heard, like a lot of legends say that they wanted Jacob Fatu in WWE years ago, but the old management wouldn't have somebody with his past history in the company. So this is huge for Jacob. This is the match I'm looking for most. Forward to most for all of WrestleMania. So hopefully Jacob with the U.S. title. But so that's 2 title changes on one night.
I'd like to see Jacob win as well.
Oh, so would I, dude. I'm not going to lie. When I first got WWE 2K25, got Jacob, gave him the U.S. title. Boom, done. All right, let's go. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. So I'm assuming you
I recognize that name.
You recognize that name.
I'm assuming Ric Flair's daughter?
Ric Flair's daughter. Originally part of the 4 Horsewomen coming out of NXT, which consisted of Charlotte, Bailey, Sasha, and Becky. Charlotte is a multiple time women's champion. Obviously, kind of the standard when it comes to athleticism in the women's division.
Yep.
Obviously, there's Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, who are definitely up there. But Tiffany Stratton, 25 years old, young up-and-comer, incredibly talented. I think 3 years ago, she was a gymnast at a university.
Okay.
And now she's the WWE Women's
Makes
Champion.
sense.
It makes sense, right? Before you get into this, let me give you a little bit of history. These two women do not like each other.
Okay.
To the point that they actually went off script during a promo live in the middle of the ring in front of fans.
Ooh, juicy stuff.
Very juicy. It came to a point that, like, Tiffany said, because Charlotte recently got divorced out of her third marriage, that Tiffany said, just like in you're 0-3 in marriages, you're not going to win to me. Which Charlotte then turned around and rebutted, is that why Ludwig Kaiser, who is Tiffany's real-life boyfriend, is in my DMs.
Ooh.
Now, the one thing I can say about Ludwig...
So is it true?
Well, Ludwig's come out and, like, played with it and, like, laughed.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, when Tiffany posted a photo, he goes, check your DMs
Yeah.
as a comment. So he's playing with it.
Yeah, yeah.
But Ludwig Kaiser gets accused of cheating. No one in the world believed it. Not one person. He's the only man that can get away with this. But so this is it. The title's on the line. It's Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. True, don't like each other. Even in interviews, they said, like, it's kind of gone a little crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, off rip, I'm going to just start by saying I'll wrestle both of them.
What did he say?
No. Also, this guy doesn't get accused. There's no shot. I'm not saying anything, but I might be in the DMs too. You know, if I was him.
Oh, sliding into Charlotte's DMs?
Yeah.
Man, all right, fair enough. Now,
no, it's a good feud for sure. I'm just gonna go with Charlotte on this one.
Dude, that's 3 title changes in one night of WrestleMania. So Tiffany Stratton is going to drop the title and basically make Charlotte like a 27-time women's champion. Fair enough. If that's
makes sense.
It does make sense. Maybe you can try sliding into the DMs and congratulate both of them.
Someone hook me up.
Get out. Oh, man. All right. So we've got Tiffany Stratton losing and dropping the title to Charlotte Flair on night 1 of WrestleMania. All right. You know this guy?
Yeah, for sure.
Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. Actually, before that, let me go back to Tiffany and Charlotte quickly.
Yep.
Charlotte Flair won the Women's Royal Rumble.
Okay.
She is not main eventing.
No main event.
No main event. And normally it's you get your title shot and you main event WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Charlotte is not main eventing WrestleMania. Gunther and Jey Uso for the World Championship. Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. He is not main eventing WrestleMania.
Interesting.
Don't understand it. Obviously, there's some bigger names in the final 2 matches of each night, or final match of each night. But still, I'm a traditionalist. I think a title should be closing the show. It is on Sunday, but Monday or the Saturday night, they're not doing that. So you obviously know a bit about Jey Uso.
Yeah, a little bit.
Samoan, came out of the tag team division from his brother, became main event Jey Uso. He's selling all the merch. He's got the yeet. The crowd's going crazy. Pat McAfee yeets all over himself. The music hits, all that kind of stuff. But let me give you a little background on Gunther quickly. Okay. Austrian wrestler, been in Europe for years, went to NXT UK. There's a stat with Gunther. Since he started his NXT career and moved on to the main roster, he has been champion for something like over 70% of his WWE career. He has held a title. Damn. He's the longest reigning intercontinental title holder of all time. He beat the Honky Tonk Man last year, which that held for like 30 plus years. That record was crazy. But we've got Gunther versus main event Jey Uso for the World Championship.
I don't know too much about Gunther here.
Okay.
I mean, it's good stats though for sure.
Huge stats.
And
his chops make Ric Flair look like he's chopping with a feather.
Yeah, for sure.
No, this guy chops and like you cringe on just sitting in your chair from miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jey Uso. He's giving me Macho Man Randy Savage vibes for sure.
Fair.
I love the glasses. I love the whole yeet thing.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pick Jey Uso.
Yeet. Fair enough. So we're going with Jey Uso. So every single title on night one is changing hands. That's what you're telling me. So we've got Jey Uso defeating Gunther for the World Heavyweight.
Gotta keep it interesting.
Fair enough. You're just like, you know what, Hunter, everything you wrote from last year, we're just going to switch it up. New chapter. Let's go. Yeet. All right. Final match of the night. And you know, I believe all three of these guys.
Yeah, I know all three of these guys here.
CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns in a triple threat match for basically ego. This is the first time that Roman Reigns will be walking to the ring in several years without the wise man Paul Heyman, who is also in real life CM Punk's best friend, and CM Punk is the original Paul Heyman guy. So CM Punk called in a favor from Survivor Series that he is now going to be cornered by Paul Heyman and be not supporting Roman Reigns.
Paul Heyman's the little
bald guy.
Yeah, okay.
ECW, if you remember, the wild, he used to run ECW. Anyways, there's another twist to this. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns were in the Shield.
Yep.
Seth Rollins disbanded the Shield by attacking Roman Reigns with a chair, set them both out on a path.
I think I've seen that video. You posted that one.
Yep. Final thing. 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins attacked CM Punk, laid him out. Paul Heyman's kind of on his hands and knees. Seth runs over, goes to give him the stomp into the ground. Doesn't do it. Now leans in and goes, now you owe me a favor. So they're putting that little devil on the shoulder. Is Paul Heyman going to help Seth Rollins in this match?
Okay.
Paul Heyman's a big part of this match.
Yeah.
So, and to give you context, Seth Rollins is no slouch either. I believe that if it wasn't Roman Reigns being the guy of this generation, it would have been Seth Rollins. He's kind of like Macho Man Randy Savage to Hulk Hogan. You know, Hulk Hogan was the guy, but Savage was always like right there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the comparison.
Fair
and then
enough.
obviously CM Punk's a legend. So with all that,
Seth Rollins, don't know him too much at all. CM Punk, legend for sure. He's getting old.
Definitely getting up there. I think he's in his mid-40s now.
As far as storylines go, the young guy's got to take the spotlight. You know what I mean?
So Roman, because I think Roman's like 38, 39 now.
Yeah.
He is our tribal chief.
Yeah.
Acknowledged tribal chief. Go ahead.
I'm just going to go with Roman Reigns.
You're going with Roman Reigns?
That's what my heart tells me, and that's what I know best. So I think I'm just going to go with Roman,
I believe there's a crazy stat on this as well. Roman Reigns is now ahead of main eventing WrestleManias more than like Hogan and except for Taker. Main events, Roman's ahead, and I believe this is like his 10th or 11th main eventing WrestleMania.
Oh shit.
It's insane. So you're going to go with Roman Reigns.
Yep.
So to quick recap, WrestleMania Night 1, we have the New Day.
Yep, New Day.
Taking the tag titles. We have Rey Mysterio beating El Grande Americano. We have Jade Cargill over Naomi. We have Jacob Fatu as your new United States champion over LA Knight. We have Charlotte Flair beating Tiffany Stratton, becoming your new WWE Women's Champion. And we have Jey Uso going over on Gunther as your new World Champion. Yeet. And we have Roman Reigns defeating both Seth Rollins and CM Punk in a triple threat match. That sounds like one hell of a crazy night one if that all plans out.
Yeah, I'm going to be working most of it, but
I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, keep me posted.
I'll keep you posted. I'll be texting you. I'm like, what the fuck? And I swear to God, if you get them all right, these people in the comments must go. Guys, let us know what your night 1 predictions are. Now we're going to get into night 2. Night 2. This is a tag team championship match for the women's tag titles. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. I know you're a bit of a fan of Liv Morgan. And then Lyra Valkyria, who is the women's intercontinental champion, not defending her title at WrestleMania whatsoever, teaming up with Bayley, and this tag team got put together 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Bayley, obviously a legend, first ballot Hall of Famer, and then Lyra Valkyria, she's kind of new to the main roster in the last year, but has had a great year.
Yep.
But this is your tag match. There's more prominent tag teams that could have been in this spot.
Yeah, for sure.
But they had a gauntlet match, and these two ran the gauntlet, and for some reason, instead of Lyra defending her IC title, they're just in a tag match.
Cool.
For the tag titles.
Yep. So much as I have the hots for Liv, she's a little overrated.
Jesus, dude. Okay, let me take a drink first before I spit everywhere. Anyways, overrated?
Overrated. Yeah, I feel like she's just been top dog in the women's division for quite a while now.
Okay.
You know, still hot. I don't really know the rest of the other people here.
Yep.
But my gut is just telling me we're going to go with Lyra and Bayley here.
You're going with another title change.
Yeah.
So the women's tag titles are going to get taken off. Liv Morgan, who's arguably had the best 18 months in a woman's career. I disagree on the overrated comment. Liv Morgan, for me, is definitely not overrated. I think she's developed incredibly over the last several years. I think she's been runner-up almost in the last 3 of the last 4 Royal Rumbles. Like, she's been the last one eliminated. It's crazy. So, anyways. So, okay. Lyra and Bayley.
We're going to lock that in. Lyra
You're going to lock that in. All right.
Oh, okay. All right. I know both of these guys.
Okay, so we've got...
one more than the other.
Fair. We've got the phenomenal AJ Styles versus... You know him more as a YouTuber.
Yeah, for
YouTuber,
sure. Logan Paul.
boxer, Logan Paul. No title
No.
on the line, but I'll give you a little background on AJ Styles. Legend.
Yeah.
One of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and I'll say just true wrestlers. Did his thing in TNA in the early 2000s, mid-2000s. Obviously helping form Bullet Club in New Japan. Bullet Club is like the NWO of the indies.
Okay.
They're widely known. AJ ran Bullet Club, then Finn Balor. I think Cody Rhodes had a stint with Bullet Club.
Okay.
There's been a lot of main Bullet Club guys end up taking over in whatever professional promotion. Not saying New Japan's not professional. I'm just saying the North American professional promotion. So AJ Styles is no bullshit. But with Logan Paul, this guy has taken to professional wrestling like a fish to water. What this guy can do in the ring should take decades to learn. And this guy, I saw him in Cleveland, dude, and he did this springboard moonsault to the outside of the ring. But he started facing the crowd in the commentary table, and he pulled himself up, and mid-air, while he's pulling himself up, rotates, faces the other way, then springboards backwards.
Damn.
And basically lands on his feet on the outside of the ring and takes the guy out. And I'm like, first off, I've seen Ray and all the luchadors do Rey Mysterio, Chris Bay, Ospreay. Like there are like Ricochet. Like all these guys can go out there and do some incredible stuff. But to have it done by Logan Paul, and again, I'm not a fan of Logan Paul, but Logan Paul doing his thing, damn.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So AJ Styles, I know a little bit about for sure. He's good.
Okay.
He's good for sure. Logan Paul, not the biggest fan either. As much as I was like, in the back of my brain, I was like, maybe you should stick to podcasts and making Prime, right?
Go check out the Prime video if you haven't yet.
He's pretty good at what he does. So I'm just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm just gonna go with Logan here.
Damn, Logan Paul going over on AJ Styles at WrestleMania. If that happens, my jaw will probably hit the floor. It's no disrespect. It's no disrespect to Logan Paul, but that is a major respect from AJ Styles saying, Logan, yeah, I will allow this to happen. But Logan Paul over AJ Styles, fair enough. All right, a fatal four-way. For the Intercontinental Championship, we have Penta, who's a world-renowned luchador.
Yep.
We have Finn Balor, who is well-known in WWE, but was also Bullet Club in New Japan, well-known across Europe. We have greasy, dirty Dominic Mysterio, who obviously is Eddie. Maybe Eddie Guerrero's son.
It kind of looks like it.
Rey Mysterio's son. And then, do you recognize this guy at all? No?
No, not really, no.
Okay, so this is Braun Breaker.
Okay.
But do you remember growing up in like TNA, WCW, there was Big Papa Pump?
Okay.
Scott Steiner?
Yeah.
That's his nephew. That's Rick Steiner's son.
Okay.
So he's IC champion, just an absolute unit. I believe he's like 25 years old. But this guy's going to be main eventing WrestleManias for the next decade, dude. Like, this guy's insane. Dom as well. Like, Finn's in his 40s already. Penta is incredible.
Yeah.
He just came over from AEW, has been crushing people. But, like, Dom and Braun Breaker are the future of the WWE.
Okay.
So this is huge for all parties, but these two especially. And don't forget, Finn and Dom are in a faction together. They're basically on the same side. They're in the judgment.
So there might be a little bias there.
Maybe a little bit of partnership. I don't know.
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna go random here.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna go with Penta.
Go Penta.
Penta.
What's the? Even though you said random.
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Dominic. So there's that.
Not many people are.
And the other two, well, the other three, I should say, I just don't know really at all. I'm just gonna go with Penta.
Okay, cool.
And I like the get up.
Yeah, you like the. All right, for this one, we have a Sin City street fight. We have the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. Now, quick rundown on these guys. Damian Priest has cost Drew almost every single opportunity he has to get back into the world title picture over the last year. Yeah. WrestleMania last year, Drew McIntyre beat Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship, but Damian Priest had the Money in the Bank briefcase. After an attack from CM Punk, Drew McIntyre gets the briefcase cashed in on him, and Damian Priest walks out of WrestleMania last year as the World Heavyweight Champion.
Ooh.
Fast forward to the Royal Rumble this year. Royal Rumble, Drew McIntyre is eliminated by Damian Priest. Elimination Chamber this year in Toronto, Damian Priest pins Drew McIntyre and eliminates Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, again, tells no lies and tells it how it is. I've never heard him tell anything but the truth. Damian Priest has cost him everything and deserves to have his ass beat. So,
fair enough.
I'm biased to Drew. Drew's my boy.
Yep.
Who do you got? And it's a street fight, so it could end up on the Las Vegas Strip.
Fair enough. Well, we're going to start off with Damian Priest here.
Okay.
I mean, he just looks like a Temu Undertaker. So, Kmart, if you will. You know what? If I was Drew, I'd be fucking pissed too. You know, costing you every single fucking match.
Fair. Yep.
You know. I'm gonna go with Drew on this one.
You're gonna go with Drew McIntyre?
Revenge, a little, vengeance there.
Yeah, I can.
Fuck you, I'm coming after you, kind of thing, right?
Fair enough. These guys have gone through the wars. A couple of weeks ago in London, Damian Priest put Drew through a windshield of a car. Yeah. And a little bit of glass got in there. He's rocking the pirate patch for a bit. So, but yeah, all right. Drew McIntyre over Damian Priest in the Sin City street fight. All right, this is the women's triple threat for the Women's World Championship. Now, I know you know who Rhea Ripley is.
Yeah, for sure.
I will say this, Bianca Belair.
Yep.
Sorry, originally, Rhea Ripley wasn't supposed to be in this match. She lost her title to Io.
Yep.
on a episode of Monday Night Raw. And from there, obviously, Bianca, she won the Elimination Chamber, so she gets to pick or gets to face the world champion, who is Io. Rhea Ripley ended up getting her way back into the match.
Yep.
Bianca Belair, one of the strongest, one of the most... like, I'm not a big fan of her character. They always bill her kind of like the John Cena of the women's division.
Okay.
Superhero, always the underdog, just happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
You know, she's literally one of the strongest women in the business, but she's always the underdog in my mind. And I'm it's just not my thing. But
enough.
respectfully, one of the strongest,
Yep.
one of the most agile, one of the most athletic women in the business. She is in ring, awesome.
Cool.
Okay. Io Sky,
Yep.
Japanese, high flyer, bit of strong style wrestling. Kind of like the underdog in this match. Everyone seems to have forgotten that she is the champion because you've got Rhea and Bianca in this match. But seriously, like, there's two powerhouses and then a woman that could run circles around it. I'll tell you right now, Io has the title, and a lot of people are like, why is Io going into WrestleMania when it's got the two figureheads of the women's division and Rhea and Bianca kind of there? But Io deserves to be there in every facet. So, go ahead.
As much as I like Rhea,
Okay.
I don't think she can win.
Okay.
Bianca, from what I hear, pretty good.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Don't know her, though, at all. I'm just going to go with Io on this one.
Any thought process to that, or just...
I think, like you said, she can run circles around them, so...
Okay.
I think that's going to be a big advantage there.
All right. So we're going with
And
Io.
she probably wants to keep her titles.
Yeah. Oh, so you finally think somebody should keep their title.
Yeah, maybe.
You've got every other title changing except for the Women's World Championship. Fair enough. All right. And our final match
Uh-oh, here we go.
of WrestleMania. We have... Oh, God. Jesus Christ. I forgot I brought a child into this conversation. We've got Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, as the WWE champion, going up against the apparent greatest of all time.
Definitely the greatest of all time.
John Cena.
Can't see me.
One thing I don't know if you know, John Cena is now no longer a good guy. He is a bad guy.
I hear.
He turned heel at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
He's aligned himself with The Rock and Travis Scott, apparently.
Whatever.
Travis Scott definitely has a receipt coming towards him because of like almost blowing out Cody's eardrum at the Elimination Chamber. But we've got Cody Rhodes going up against John Cena for the WWE Championship as a bad guy, and there could be an appearance by The Rock and Travis Scott potentially in this match. Floor is yours.
Well, first off, I'm going to go by fuck Cody Rhodes. Out of here. Get the fuck out of here. We got my boy John Cena. That's who we're going with. Off rip. John Cena all the way. Cannot be denied.
So, hold on.
Right.
So this is it. Like, straight up. Fuck Cody Rhodes, apparently.
Fuck Cody Rhodes.
And then John Cena's going to win his 17th World Championship.
Damn straight he is.
And then he's just going to, like, walk right off into the sunset, finish his career.
That's going to be it.
And John Cena's just going to be...
the greatest. It's the way I see it.
This pains me.
We got the FU. We got the 5-knuckle shuffle.
It's not the FU anymore. It's the attitude adjustment. They had to go PG with it.
See, things I don't know. But this is what I know from the back in the day, right? So, the FU, the 5-knuckle shuffle, all day, every day. John Cena's my boy.
Oh, God. All right. So, apparently, fuck Cody Rhodes. John Cena's winning his 17th championship. Hands down, game over. So let's review night 2 quickly. We've got Lyra and Bayley winning the tag championships. Yep. Logan Paul over AJ Styles. We've got Penta winning the Fatal 4-Way. We've got Big Daddy D, Drew McIntyre, over Damian Priest, because apparently Priest just deserves it.
Yep.
We've got Io retaining the World Championship, the only title that is apparently not changing hands on both nights of WrestleMania. And we have fuck Cody Rhodes, John Cena.
Can't see me, baby. Can't see me.
Oh, God. All right, guys. Well, there is a non-wrestling fan's prediction of WrestleMania.
If I'm right, you guys owe me money.
How about if they still need to give us a name? We'll call you Money Man Coco or some shit.
Yeah.
But don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment of your predictions and how you think Coco did. Guys, like always, be good people.
Have a good one, guys.